Hello again, guys, and welcome back to another Big Al Devlin video here at the House of Devlin. And today is another Drink of the Gods additional video for our series. And today we will be tasting and experiencing black mead. Okay, so I remember when this was bought for me. This was another Christmas present. I had a lot of Christmas presents, didn't I? I'm a very spoiled boy this year. Must have been a very good boy. But anyway, it's another Christmas present, and I remember when it was picked, I was sort of like shown a little like, oh, would you like this kind of thing. It was bought online from, I believe it was called the nightshop.com or .co.uk, which is it was a British company, at least anyway, that typically sells HEMA products and swords and shields and things like this. So I was quite surprised to see it on there. But it's when I read the description, a mead, which is a honey wine, not honeyed wine, but a honey wine, that in this case has been dyed black. That's all. The black colouring is purely dye. Now it comes in a cork bottle, hence why I've put the corkscrew in there, just ready to pull the cork out. And the bottle itself is the best thing so far. I mean, it is amazing, this bottle. It's shape of a skull, as you can clearly see, and then you have a fairly basic label on the back, which looks like an old label you'd expect on some pirate's rum that you found, and it's 300 years old, you know, buried under the sand, you know, but X marks the spot and all the rest of it. So this is not a traditional mead in its presentation, for sure. You'd expect this to be a rum, wouldn't you, rather than anything else. And it was described as pirate's mead, I believe, on the site. Now, I don't speak a word of German. The only words that I speak in German are those that I've learnt from listening to Rammstein. And basically that's counting from 1 to 10. And I don't do that particularly well either. But I can hazard a guess at the different meanings of what the words that are on this bottle. It's quite heavy as well, so that's why I'm struggling to hold it up. Okay, it's schwarzer met. Even schwarzer met is the name of the product, if you're interested. And it says underneath, schwarzer Honig wine. Schwarzer Honig wine, and I'm assuming schwarzer is, if I remember correctly, black, and it makes sense because it's got a black, and Honig wine sounds like honey wine, so it's black honey wine. Okay, so it's literally describing itself, and so this is schwarzer met. I don't know what met means, M-E-T in German. Don't know what that means, but it's black something. Okay, black mead, I assume. Actually, met probably means mead, so it's black mead. And then they go black honey wine underneath. As I say, in England we got this from the night shop. Okay, night as in Knights of the Realm and all that, rather than dark. But as you can see here, I'm not going to read this out because it's a bit of a mouthful, as is most German. www.beerwine.eu. There we go. Beer and wine, I assume, in Europe. Okay, so if you live in Europe, this is something that you probably can get your hands on quite easily. Other than that, I have absolutely no idea how this is going to taste. I have no description, no leaflet to come with it, no reviews that I've seen prior to this. I am literally clueless as to how this is going to taste. It's 11.5%, and you get half a litre, so that's 500 mils. Okay, in the bottle. Okay, which is not too bad amount, not too shabby amount. It's basically just under a typical bottle of 700 mils. Okay, but the reason I really like this is because I will be using the bottle. So even if I don't like the mead, I will suffer the taste if I don't like it, or if I really like it, I will drink it very, very quickly because I want to reuse this bottle. It's going to be so good, don't you think? Yes, I do. Yes, I think it's going to be really good. Yes, I'm glad you agree. I agree. I don't know. To me, this is I just love the idea of it. But what I'm going to do is, it does come with a classic cork in the top. So obviously that's not going to be reusable over time. It is at the moment, obviously, but over time it will degrade. So what I'm going to get is I'm going to buy myself a bottle stopper, a metal and rubber bottle stopper that you normally put in a wine bottle, stick it in the top, and use that as the top of the bottle, essentially, and then I'll be able to put anything I want in here, and it'll essentially become a decanter at that point more than a bottle. I'll be able to put, well, any mead that I want in here that I have and want to store, because I do find the mead is a bit like traditional wine. It does go a bit sour over time, so having something which you can make completely airtight might be a nice way just to keep the mead from going sour over a period of time. Okay, so let's take the cork out. There we go. Okay, so first of all, let's smell it. Okay, because obviously we're working with something I have absolutely no idea. Let's see if I can get a hint of what it's going to taste like. I suspect this is going to taste like traditional mead. Okay, it's going to have a very strong honey taste, and that's about it. Okay, it's not going to have any additional flavourings added. But it smells like pretty much every other mead that I've had, and whilst I thought, yeah, it doesn't have sulfites, I think it says, but it does have E numbers, which would be the colourings. Okay, I'm not too bad at German after all. Maybe if I drink a bit more of this, I'll be even better. Okay, so yeah, it smells like typical mead. Okay, okay, I'm scared. Bottoms up. Cheers. That is a very classic mead. I can't really say much more than that. It's got no additional flavours added to it. So we've seen in the Lancashire Mead Company, for example, they like to add like either fruit or tea to the fermentation process to give additional flavours or different texture and sensation to the to mead. And we've seen in the rhubarb mead a very similar process. I forget who that was by, the Devlin Mead Company, was it? Anyway, check out those videos and you'll be able to see that there are additional elements to take into consideration. But this just tastes like your classic sort of golden mead ultimately. If this was, you know, orangey, well, not orange, but sort of honey in colour, then you would just expect it to taste like mead, and it does taste like mead. Yeah. That's very drinkable, very easy. I could do this easily tonight. I might do it. Okay, so that's one thing to notice. It dyes your tongue black. Oh, imagine if it would stain my teeth black as well for tonight. Let's have another go. So you can see how easy it is to drink, because like with all the other bottles, for example, I only take 2 goes at it, and it's one small sip and 1 big sip. Well, one mouthful. But I am about to go to bed, so I haven't got any worries about driving or anything later on, and having a little bit of alcohol in my system. So I'm going straight to bed after this, and I'm going to take this with me. I'm going to enjoy this. This is an incredibly drinkable mead. Okay, it tastes just like mead. You get a honey taste when you first have it in your mouth, and then you have a honey aftertaste for around 10 to 15 seconds, depending on how big a swig you take, and it dyes your tongue black. There you go. Can't get much better than that. Well done, Germans. You did something good. Thank you. I'm enjoying this. I'm going to go off and enjoy my mead now. Nice one, guys.